Thanks, Bill, for that nice introduction. This is Ray Fisher, as Bill stated, and what I'm going to do today is basically talk to you about humanizing online qual. And my whole approach here today is to basically share with you techniques, tactics, tools, approaches, methods, best practices of things we've done over the last 8 years with online studies to basically bring a human touch to them. And that human touch not only is just person to person, but also to take technology and actually make it feel a little bit more personal to people when obviously technology sometimes is not. So, what I want to do today is basically take you through my learning over the past several years. And to kind of set the stage, let me tell you why we're here. A couple years ago, I was at an MRMW conference in Minneapolis, and Janine Bassett, who was at least then the VP of Global Consumer Insights at General Mills, said in one of her keynote quotes that by 2015, we predict 75% of our qualitative research will be online. That's a pretty big number. Obviously, that plays to the trend and acceptability of what online qual is. And a lot of the human factors and technological breakthroughs over the last several years have made it much more acceptable as a method in doing market research. Another interesting point here is that you'll often hear that 5 to 10% of qual in general is done online. That number came from last year. I think the Grit report might have had that at about 6%. Other people have estimated as much as 10%, but is definitely poised for big growth. So, technology and human, do they go together? Definitely yes. In the old days, it was straight Q&A, open-ended question, answer, open-ended question, answer. Then we progressed to picture uploads. So people were able to upload pictures, and we were able to actually display images and concepts to respondents as well via the internet. Then video came online. So people were able to actually upload videos, mostly from video cameras. And even as short as recent ago as like 5 years, we were sending out flip cameras to respondents to actually record things such as, touring their household, showing their meal preparation, sharing snacks with kids, feeding treats to dogs, and then uploading that to the web. Again, a very expensive method to do it, a little bit cumbersome, definitely tedious sending out these flip cams. Also, a little training issues that people might not know how to use the device. And then, very fortunately, along came smartphones. And people invested heavily in those smartphones. So virtually everybody has smartphones now. They know how to use them. They know how to take pictures. They know how to upload video. They know how to download apps such as ours that allow you to do in-the-moment research. So that made the whole process that much more connected, that much more personal and human between researcher and respondent. Next came social communities. So now you've got I got to thank things like Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter for creating social communities, things like Instagram. So people are trained on using social tools. So they're used to actually interacting online with other respondents and other people. So in research studies, we now have the ability to put these people together in these rooms or these places where they actually pretty much intuitively understand how to communicate. They know how to upload, whether it's pictures, video, text. They know how to like and comment on other people's ideas, and they know how to really get involved in a conversation. So social communities have really come a long way very, very recently. And it kind of just begs the question, what's next? So what we're going to do today, what I'm going to do is share with you ways to utilize technology to make your studies more engaging, interesting, and ultimately more human. Not only for you, but for your respondents, and probably as importantly, or most importantly, for your clients as well. So what I want to do now is I'm actually going to take you out to our platform, and I'm going to walk you through live examples of things that we do, approaches we take, methods we use to make things more human. And I'm going to start at the very beginning. When you invite people to online studies, oftentimes they get an invitation. It can be very sterile. Here's your study invitation. Come on in. Here's an activity. Here's questions. Maybe upload a video. All that stuff. There is a step that we truly believe in that has to take place to really make studies go well. And part of this step also will help you not only in engaging people to emote, share, be candid, take you inside their worlds, but it also gives you the ability to actually make sure that those that you recruit to the study actually get all the way through it. So let's say, for instance, you've got 50 people recruited to the study. If they feel connected to that moderator, there's a very, very good chance that they're going to go all the way through the study. If the activities and things you ask them to do are also engaging, interesting, and emotive, they'll do even better. They'll give you better responses. They'll give you more depth, more personal touch. And again, they'll hang with you all the way from beginning to end of the study. So what I want to start with in that regard is a little video here. And this video is actually part of an activity. It's an intro activity, getting to know you, which a lot of people I know on this call actually do. What we've got here is two moderators. And these are very large clients of ours down in Australia. And what they do is they actually publish a video every time they do a study. So this is Margot and Rachel. And what they're actually doing is they're introducing themselves to the respondents in a very personal way. I could turn the volume up, but it's a little bit tough to hear it on the GoToWebinar. But what they're actually saying is, hey, I'm Margot, and this is Rachel, and we're regular people like you. This is our job to understand things about whatever category they might be researching. And what they're basically doing is introducing themselves, making themselves very friendly, engaging, candid themselves. And again, kind of sets the table for what's going to happen over the next activity or several activities over several days. So again, personal touch from this perspective really gets things off to a good start. Now, additionally to that, another way to do that, not only in video, but also in written form, is this is a study, again, from a partner company that white labels our platform. And this is the introduction here. This one here is, hi, everyone. Thanks for taking part in our study. And it gets very personal. Perhaps the best way to approach this study is to think of me as a character from Game of Thrones. So he pulls on a little pop culture. And what he's doing here is he's actually introducing himself. He's a late 20s researcher. And his subjects in this case are people 14 to 22. And this is a study about social media. So what he's doing is setting the table in a personal way and saying, what he's trying to get done, the things they're going to be doing. There's no right or wrong answers. And again, setting the table in a very personal way. They know what he's all about. He conveys that he understands them. And he also introduces himself, Eddie. So this stuff works great. This personalizes things. Again, starts the whole relationship online as a human thing. Real contact between real people via the internet. Okay? All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you back to the platform, and I'm going to show you some basic getting to know you activities that we use. Now, again, if you're doing a concept study, it may be drier. It may just be, hey, here's concepts. You've recruited people. You know who they are. You don't need to go through this kind of stuff because you're not necessarily asking them to emote about themselves. A lot of times, these studies, when we talk about human, these studies are all about humanizing segments in a lot of cases. People want to understand exactly who the people are, what they're about, how they interact with product categories. Concept tests that have qual and quant questions could be a little bit drier, and you sometimes don't need to go through all of these iterations, but certainly the moderator intro is critical. So let's go to one of our getting to know you activities, and I'll show you it from a couple different sides. I'll show you what it looks like in our builder, and I'll show you then what it looks like in the observer view, so you can actually see some real live responses. So in this case right here, what we've got is getting to know you, and we used a video upload in this one. And this is our platform. This is how you create an activity. You set your title, you give it a start date, an end date. You identify if it goes just to mobile devices, if it's for the web, or if it goes to both. And then you give it a little brief here, okay? You have the ability to make it a recurring or journal diary entry if you want. You save it. And again, let's go to the builder. And again, I'm not trying to train you on how to use the site. That's something we can do later. If you're interested, we can walk through this in more detail one-on-one. But since we're there, I just kind of wanted to show you some of the basics in case you're curious. All right, so here's the builder. Everything in here is drag and drop. So we've got a lot of pre-built components that you're able to scroll through and use to build your activities. And these can be done very, very quickly. and easily. Again, drag and drop and very editable. So in this case, this one's pre-built. So I just kind of want to walk you through what it looks like. So we're asking them to do a little bit of a 1 to 2 minute video, giving us a tour of their house. And the most important thing we want to do is get to know who the people are in the house, understand the culture of the household and the family. If there's people there, we want them to introduce us. And then we want them also to give us a sense of, what they're all about. And again, getting into product specificity, we wanted to see their cabinets, pantries, and storage place for food, and of course the refrigerator. So there was a purpose in mind, but at the same time, we got to understand them as human beings. Okay, so then we had them upload the video. We walked them through a bunch of open-ended questions. Then this is a page break here, and then we went to a collage about you. Now we've got a very, very unique and very human collage tool. What this collage tool allows you to do is allows you to have people upload images to studies. It allows you to have them take images from our media library or take images that you provide us. So it can be any combination thereof. So it can be, us providing and exposing content to them, meaning you, or them uploading their own. So this works great, again, in humanizing people and getting to understand their lives. And often what we do there is we'll use collage if it's not a symbolic activity where they're pulling images from our library, we'll have them upload images to tell us about their life. So it could be pictures of their family, vacation, hobbies they like to do, things actually from their actual iPhoto folders or their picture documents on their computer device. Okay, so I've got this tool here that I want to show you. It's called View as Respondent. This is something you would have as well. Great for getting approvals from clients. You can print or save to PDF. But this is a way to test out activities. But in this regard, I'm actually going to show you how this activity works. So here's the video in action. So I'd go upload the video just as you would. Now, again, you've got a great option here. You can say record from webcam. So they can actually just go in and interview directly on the screen from their webcam. So their desktop, laptop, this also works on a mobile device. So it could be their iPad, tablet, whatever. We could have them also upload a file. If in this case they went and used their smartphone, recorded something, came back and then uploaded it this way. Okay? So I think you guys all get that. Then we had the open-ended questions I showed you earlier. And then the fun part here, and again, superhuman and makes studies very, very interesting. You can have all the Q&A you want, which is great. But when you throw in things like Collage, Perceptual Maps, social tools such as our Pinboard or Wishing Wall, you really engage people in very, very deep levels, very human levels, very social levels, and really get a good feel for what they're all about. They have fun doing it, but the fun isn't just the whole thing. The good thing is that you get great insights out of people that are enjoying what they're doing. So I'll shrink this up a little bit, and I'm going to take a couple minutes and actually show you how easy this is. This is a situation where we ask them to upload images from their life. Okay. Again, hobbies, places they like to go, their friends, family, and what have you. Now, I'm just going to pull up some demo images. I'm not going to get too terribly personal for you here. But let me go over here to demo images. So I'll go to my desktop. I'll go find my demo images. Let's grab those. And I'm going to grab 5. Okay. So I'm going to grab, let's say this is where I live. Okay. This is not where I live, but actually this is Brooklyn. And a lot of us I know on this call were in Brooklyn last week at the Quirk Show. Great show. And so very simply, we upload the image. It can be cropped by you on any upload you have, or it can be cropped by the respondent. So let's save that. Now we'll upload, I'm going to upload 5. Again, kind of a typical exercise. So let's say I like sailing. I do like sailing. All right, so now let's continue there. And again, this is all in real time. I've got a decent internet connection. All respondents basically do have high speed, and you obviously want to screen them that way as well. So I'm just going to go, let's go to fine dining and wine. I do like that. All right, so I'll pick some personal things here. So let's save that. Let's grab 2 more. And again, just to make this look as real as possible, I will come over here and grab cocktails are always good. And I think these are cocktails on a beach, if I'm not mistaken, which living in Michigan right now is something I really like. So There you go. We won't crop that. I don't want to knock anything out of that image. And let's go over here now to, let's choose another one. One last one, and let's go with, we'll go with running. Okay. So let's say this is the story of my life. So now I've uploaded these images. I'll save that. So now I've got the 5 images here. Okay. Now I will go ahead and drag and drop these onto the canvas. Okay. And I'll move these around to different spots so that so I don't have to stretch and work too hard here. Let's come over here. So there's the 5 images. Now what I'm going to do is usually we ask respondents to then resize things. Generally speaking, we might say take up all the white space. And if you want, you can actually go ahead and say make those, make them according, the size-wise, make them as big as they are important to you. Okay, so the largest image would be the most important. Doesn't have to be that way, but that's a general way of instructing people. So you can see how easy this is. Let's stretch this out since it's worth stretching out. Okay, so there's your collage. Now the beautiful thing we've got here is the ability to now add words or phrases. So this could be me running in the park, or it could be me sailing with my wife, or me on the vacation veranda at the house I rented in the Bahamas. Okay, so you could go that way, or you could say, hey, now apply adjectives, emotional descriptors as to what you feel like in each of these images. So let's go here, and I will start with the running picture and say free. They have a little bit of capability to go in and actually do some art direction, so they can blow it up a little bit. So it'll be free. This could be relaxing. Okay. And I'll come over here, drop that in, go to white. Again, very intuitive. People get this. It's very simple to do. And very, very smart for you from a researcher standpoint, and an ability to get people to share their whole life in kind of one fell swoop. Okay. So let's go with, I'll go with adrenaline on this image here. So adrenaline here. And again, I can change that up, blow it up a little bit. Maybe darker is better. Yep, there we go. Now I'm going to go with peace. And we'll add peace over here. Keep it black, and now blow it up a little bit. And now I'm going to say home. And to show you, you can actually use phrases or words. So I'll go home is where the heart is. Okay. Again, just examples. Nobody analyze me, any of you psychologists out there. This is just a demo. So there we are. Home is where the heart is. So there is the collage. Now you can follow up with other questions. I'll tell us about your collage, give it a title, etc., etc. But essentially, that is what the collage looks like. So I submitted that. Okay. So now here we are back. I'm going to show you another getting to know you activity just for kicks. Let's go back to the webinar part itself, the activities. So you've got one other one to show. And in fact, you know what? I'm going to take you out and show you what that looked like in a real study for real people. That might be a better explanation. So we'll go out to a different study. And again, these dashboard tools you see here, I can take you through this one-on-one anytime you want. Please contact me to do so. I'll leave my contact information at the end of this discussion. But what you've got here, again, this is all the tools and tricks you'd have. Obviously, you wouldn't see all these other studies here, but you would have a library of your own, ability to copy components, whole studies, individual things, activities, etc., etc. This is kind of the study setup page. And again, I don't want to dwell on this because this is not the human aspect necessarily. But what we've got here, this is your observe tool, okay? So you've got an analyze tool. Just to quickly go through this, is your dashboard, takes you home. These are your activities associated with the study. This is the people management page that tells you exactly where people stand on each activity, whether they've started it yet, if they're completed, how long it took them to complete, and it gives you all that information, completion percentages and everything by many different ways, but in particular by percentage completion. And then we've got the observe tool, as I mentioned, this what we're looking at here now. And then we've got analyze, and then we've got an export function that allows you to export in Excel or in PDF. And you can download all your video and images and collage you can actually download those to a zip file. So here we go. I'm going to take you to that getting to know you exercise that I just showed you. All right. So let's start out here. So we're going to go to Aisha. Now you will have the ability to segment, to view by segments, by individual respondents, by any activity, and you can drill down to any particular question in the study or demographic information. So most often, anything, stores most frequently visited, education, any demographic information you put in the system, you can sort by. So now we got Aisha. You can see her profile data if you want to look at it real quick there. And now we'll roll through. And here is Aisha's video. And again, you can blow this up full screen. And what Aisha's doing here is doing exactly what we asked her to do, which is to give us a 2-minute tour of her house. In fact, it was 2 minutes and 4 seconds. She followed the instructions perfectly. And what she's doing, the sound won't come through as well as I mentioned. So what she's doing is basically walking us through, and she's narrating everything that's going on here. Here's her fish, what they mean to her. She shows us some TV. I think that was an errant shot. Now she's taking us over to show us her birds. So her pets are important to her. And then she's going to introduce us to her son. Looks like a very nice family. He's eating a grilled cheese sandwich and doing his homework. So you can see he's keeping busy. And then she eventually takes us to what we really want to know. So we do get to know about her as a human being. And she knows we care about it because that's what we asked her to do. So she's sharing with us. Now this is the mother load here. Okay, what's in the pantry and why? Where do you store your stuff? What do you got in there? I'll jump ahead a little bit. Now here's the beverage section of her house. That's the storage area. And then she's going to take us into her refrigerator and explain what's going on there. And then she basically takes us to the conclusion. Okay, so she gave us a good 2 minutes and 4 seconds, and then here's open-ended answers to more questions. Again, we go broad on the family, and then you tend to drill in a little bit into the category stuff after we talk about the family. Again, humanize her first, and then this is the collage that she did using the words. And again, she did a pretty good job, and we've refined, like you saw, a more refined collage tool. But she did a great job with this. So she uploaded pictures of her with her son, her with probably her sister and the cousin, her husband and the boy, their dog. So you really get a good sense of whom she is or who she is as a human being. And then just for instance, you can go to Aisha and then or Akoa, and you can go into Akoa and see her family, what she's about. Religion's important. She likes to work. Likes to get back to the community, likes the Yankees, probably originally from New York. I think she lives in Denver now, but it's New York, the Yankees and the Giants, and a picture of her. Tea is important to her. Again, in one snapshot, we got a really, really good picture of who she is as a human being. And again, while it humanizes her for us, she as a person really enjoys doing this. And I can assure you that after studies are over, we often get notes back that say, wow, really enjoyed that, learned a lot about myself, a lot about, my family, a lot about the product category, whatever. But thanking notes, basically saying, really loved the activities, enjoyed it, had a fun time. Invite me back. Okay. Of course, they like their incentive too, but they seem pretty heartfelt and genuine. Okay. Now, that is one-on-one stuff. What I want to take you into now is I'm going to take you back to, actually, you know what? I'm going to show you a store trip while I'm on this study. So we also said, hey, take us shopping with you. And this could be done with video or with images. I think this study we did with images. So let me go show you what Aisha did for us from an image standpoint. Now she's going in here and she's going to show us the entrance to the store. She's doing exactly what we asked her to do. So we gave her some pre-shopping instructions that she printed out right from the system. And then she's given us a whole walkthrough. So here's the stuff that jumped out to her in the store that kind of told the story of her relationship with tea. And she does give us some open-ended stuff too. Tell us why you noticed these things, okay? Now, signage and displays. Take some pictures of that. So again, when you get 40 or 50 people doing this kind of an activity, it's really beats you doing, 8 ethnos with a photographer, with, 2 clients, and maybe somebody from your own company joining you, which can be kind of a troupe, going through people's houses, going through stores. This tends to be a lot more personal. Again, a digital or self-ethnography that is usually really good from the standpoint that they give us what we're looking for if we explain it properly. And they also do a great job of narrating. So there is narration with the video, obviously not on the pictures themselves, but on the video. So we'll then go to a COA just for kicks to give you a sense. Okay, so you got a lot of activity here. Going to get a lot of stimulus as far as what's important to her, what picture she's took, and so on and so forth. And just to give you also an idea, like if you wanted to see the front of the store, you can drill down just for kicks. I'll go to here. Let's go to photo 1, okay? And let's just pick one segment so it doesn't take too long to download. So again, you want to see something all in one place. What you do here, now we asked them to show us the store they regularly go to. So we got Wegmans, Sprouts, Whole Foods. So this was part of that shopping journey. Take a picture of the entry to the store, okay? And then they took us on the shopping journey. So again, very human stuff. We're with them. We write them a personal instruction note, or we recommend a personal instruction note so they know exactly what they're going to the store to do. And they go and they execute against that, as you can see very, very well. Again, all of these items, everything you see on the site is manageable into analysis, into the analyze area. And it's all, again, exportable in a couple different ways: PDF, Excel, and individual zip files for the video and the pictures. Okay, just quickly I can show you what that looks like. So here's your export. So you can say I want PDF, and I want all activities, I want all segments, and I want to go into group by question or group by user. Okay, simply export the data. As you can see here, it's now downloading to my hard drive, and then I've got an Excel spreadsheet to look at. Okay, so now let's go see some other stuff. Again, more human elements and tools we have to make things personal and compelling. So I showed you the collage. Now what I want to do is I want to take you in and show you a perceptual map demo. And what we've got here, this builds off the collage idea, but it gives you the opportunity to go ahead and actually create an X and Y axis perceptual map, which you've probably seen and used before. And it's very, very simple to build. And I'll actually start from the very beginning. I'll go from scratch to show you again how easy this is. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to come down through here, and I'll show you storytelling in a few minutes. I showed you user collage, which is where they upload their own images. Now, on the regular collage tool, what they do is they would drag collage over. Let's say we want them to place images, and we'll use some from our library, or again from your library, or what you supply. Now, if we want them to be able to add text, or your text or our text, or their text, so I'll just say text test, just so you can see how that shows up. And I'll just go test 2. So these are options that they can drag down, just words. I'll allow them to create terms of their own if we want. And then we're going to select images. So a perceptual map often is used for, okay, where do these brands fit based on your perceptions? So let's go to just find some logos on here. And again, this is our media library, and I'll show you how extensive it is. Lots of emotional stuff, symbolic stuff for you to choose from, or give you ideas on things you can go find for yourself. So let's just we'll grab T since we're here. We were talking about T, we'll stay in that zone. So let's go grab some T logos. And that should be enough. So let's choose those. And now those are on the carousel. And you can restrict the number of images they upload. But again, if we ask them to place all the T brands they know, we don't want to restrict it there on this one. You also have the ability to set a background image if you want. And this can be used for concepts. If you want to have a concept markup tool, if you want to drop words down onto it or markup images such as smiley faces or not smiley faces, frowns, little, no signs or yes signs. All those things can be loaded up as images and dragged down to the concept markup tool. Just for kicks, I'm just going to put a background image on it just to show you what that could be. Again, not a literal example, just a very symbolic attempt here. Let's go look and see if we can find like a, let's see, let's go with, we'll use this Brooklyn for fun. Thought I had a blue sky, but actually I do. I'm going to go back and find that one, see if I can find that cocktails. This one, I think this was on the beach. That'd be a good background. Let's go here. So now I just, again, you can crop it if you want, but I just set a background image, okay? Disregard this when we look at this as view as respondent, but I think conceptually you'll understand what I'm getting at here. So now let's go here. I'll go to view as respondent. And as we view as respondent, we'll come down here to the collage. Now, again, this is a perceptual map. So let's drag these down. Oh, you know what? That image blocked what I wanted to actually show. Let's go back for a second. Pardon me. Pardon me. Let's get rid of that image. Let's kill the image. Okay, no image. Save it. Saved. Okay. View as respondent. We were covering up my X and Y axes, which I didn't place either. My bad. Oh, I know what I did. I actually gave you a collage. I meant to give you a perceptual map. No harm, no foul. Here we go. Perceptual map. So you've got, let's just go in here and put some coordinates in. So we'll go great taste. We'll just go with weak taste. Again, these are just me guessing. Okay, now we'll go with real tea. Again, I'm just making things up here. Real tea, artificial tea, if there's even such a thing. Artificial. There we go. Okay, so now we've got our X and Y axes. I'll add a few terms for kicks. I'll allow them to add terms if we want to. You know what? In fact, I'm going to kill that. We don't need that. Saw it on Collage. Let's go select media images. So let's again go grab some T logos. So we've got some T logos down here somewhere. Here we go. I'll just grab a few. 5, 6, 7. Let's grab that one, that one. Okay, let's choose those. Now I'm going to save this. And again, this is how you can build it. We can build it for you. You can build it. But again, the important thing, this is a fun activity for respondents. They enjoy it. You learn a lot. Everybody wins. So now here's what the map looks like. I'll blow it up just a tad. So now you've got your X and Y axes. And now we're going to drag the logos down. You might say Arizona's got great taste, but it's artificial. Okay. Lipton might have weaker taste and is, who knows, right there. I'll just randomly place these. I'm more of a coffee guy than a tea guy. Okay, so you've got the ability to place these on a perceptual map. So great exercise. If things are coded, again, on the perceptual map, it's very qualitative. You're going to have to, assemble things and you can look at all your maps at one time in one screen view, so you can compare them all very easily and analyze them that way. On the collage tool, I did forget to mention that as images are selected from the library or images you provide, if they're all coded properly, which ours are, at least descriptive, all that information exports to Excel, which gives you the ability then to see exactly how many images were selected by who in total, and then also by segment and individual. So that is the Perceptual Map tool. Okay, now to stay down on the human approach, what I'd like to show you now is some social activities where people actually get the opportunity to interact with each other. And again, remember, there is all the ability in the world to show video, do ad testing, show concepts, do all that kind of stuff that is critical to whatever your objectives are. But again, you also have the ability to kind of filter in some great, fun, creative activities that give you lots of great learning, but also make it a very, very engaging and human study for them. So let's go back and look at social stuff. And I'm going to show you our pinboard. And again, the beauty of this is that, all the social media sites, the Facebooks, the Instagrams, the Pinterests, have all given everyone the idea and understanding of how to like and comment on things and upload images and upload pictures and video and text. So this is nothing new to them, and it's very, very intuitive. So let's look at this study, and I'll explain how this one was set up so it gives you a little more color as to how things work. What we've got here is we've got social activities, okay? And we've got 3 different segments. This is Generation Boomer, Generation X, Generation Y. What this does is this segments people into these different groups. So it's only this is only Boomers, only X, and only Y segments, okay? Now, what they do is we've asked them, they all participate in 3 pinboards for each segment. One was about places they feel trust. One is people they trust. And the other one is brands and companies they trust. So let's go to Generation X and let's go to brands and companies they trust. Now here's what they see right here. Okay, they got a brief about what it is. Again, doesn't take much to tell them what's happening. If they have any problems and don't understand something, they've got help desk right here for them. So they can reach out and we'll guide them through. So in this case here, these are brands they trust or don't trust. Now they have the ability here to add just text. Let's see if there's any just text entries. Looks like everyone put in. This is just a text entry here. You've got the ability to add images, which also come with the text, and you see those here. And then you've got the ability, to add video too, which is great. And I'm really hoping sometime somebody soon takes me up on this offer to do video on a pinboard where they use the webcam and they all say something about something, post it to the pinboard, and then they all get to comment and like on each other analog, but actually clicking. As you can see here, they've got comment capability and liking, which produces numbers, counts. So you can see kind of where the action is. In this case, 3 posts. These were small rooms, so there wasn't a tremendous amount of conversation, but let's go here and see what the commentary was here. Amazonaholic, me too. So again, the number, this is a commission study by us, just for example. In a real study, you're going to get a lot more dialogue. Okay, and again, very dependent on the moderator's involvement, but you're going to get tons more dialogue. All this is exportable, sortable, and analyzable. Okay. So that's what that looks like. And let me kind of quickly show you how easy it is to do this. So I'll just go grab, let's go with this symphony picture. And I'll just say, I love the symphony. I'll save that. And bingo, there's my post. I shouldn't be liking my own, but I will, just to kind of demonstrate for you. And again, I can comment and say, me too, because. Okay. Now I posted the comment, boom, and now it's up to 2. That's how easy that is. It's sortable for you. So you can sort it by most recent, least recent, most activity, least activity. So you've got sortability. These tend to be great for focus group homework assignments. Collage is great for that. Perceptual Map is great for that. So what it does is basically, if you do an activity before focus groups. Let's say you got 6 focus groups with 8 people in each, or maybe you recruit 10. So you've got 10 people in each pinboard. What that allows you to do then is to have them interact. So it might be posting pictures of their dog and telling us why their dog's so special. Or it could be about why they feed their dog a certain type of food, or why their kid plays baseball and his favorite piece of equipment. Again, whatever it is, then they would go in and they post on that. They would post their own stuff, and we can hide the posts before they're actually exposed to everybody else. So if people are worried about bias, they can be forced to pin something first before they actually would see anybody else's. Okay. And at the Quirk show a week ago, which I know many of you were there, I heard this. I didn't actually sit on this presentation, but I think some people from Columbia University presented on bias and ideation and innovation. And one of the things they came up with that they shared with everybody was that it really is best when people contribute original thinking before they've seen everybody else's. And some people probably inherently believe that. Other people thought it was the other way. But their research findings basically said they will get more creativity, more originality when they aren't intimidated by seeing everyone else's posts first. They're not confined. So this way they kind of free think, post, see everybody else's. They can post more. They like, they comment. And again, moderator driven stuff, when somebody's really involved from the moderator standpoint, really helps goose up the activity. So again, that's our pin board. Very human, very social. Again, somebody take me up on my video offer. I truly want to put together a study that involves all uploaded video with people talking to each other. I think it'd be really cool. Might look like the Brady Bunch, but it'd be very cool. All right, so that is one of our other human tools. Now I'm going to take you out to another one here. Let's go to our wishing wall, which let's see, that was places we feel trust. Let's come out here. I'll go to another study. And this is a wishing wall, which is essentially a social sentence completion tool. And the way that this works, and again, the human aspect is that people have fun doing this stuff. They really enjoy it. They get involved. And usually you leave these things open for the duration of a study. So they may be able to come in over 3 or 4 days. If you do it before focus groups, they end up showing up in the lobby. As a homework assignment, they show up, they know each other, they know each other's dogs, kids, whatever it happens to be. It might be the subject matter, and it really supercharges groups. You almost don't need to do intros. Your clients can see all this stuff. You'll see all this stuff before the groups even happen. You'll be able to look at these during the groups online through the observer view. And again, groups get supercharged. It's energizing. People know what they're there to talk about. They show up. They're already engaged. They kind of know each other. So if you think you're going to have a couple quiet people, you will not have quiet people. Everyone will contribute and be fired up. So, okay, here is the wishing wall, a sentence completion tool, and it's basically Post-it notes. Okay, so you've got, this one was pretty big. We had 60 people in here. It was early on in our experimentation with this. And we learned that, that's probably a lot or maybe too many people. Again, sweet spot might be, 8 to 25 people. This one's pretty big, but let me show you what it does. So you've got options here. You create these options. These options can be a wish. In this case, a lot of times this is how it sets up. Tell me something you wish this particular product or category would be all about. Tell me what makes you happy with a good service or product, and tell us when you did not like a good service or product. All right. And then you finish the sentence. And let's say I just put test in there. I've already got one, so I'll show you what that looks like. So I post it. Okay, I did not like it when it snowed today. I posted that earlier today in a little demo. And sure enough, it did snow today, and I did not like it. I am tired of the snow, and I'm ready for some warm weather. So again, I've got the ability. I liked it earlier, so I'll like it again. Same concept I showed you before. Again, I'll just go test, comment. Okay. And now we've got 3. All right. So let me show you the conversations that happen when you get some pretty good stimulating posts. So I'm going to go ahead and filter this. And now they're all loading, and we're going to go with the most activity. So let's go to this first one where you see the black is the sentence starter. And the red here, that's the sentence completion, okay? And again, everybody can see these. Now here's the conversation. An excellent benefit for sure. It's what made the whole thing possible for me. Great learning for the client, okay? Very important stuff. They realize, wow, we probably need to promote that aspect a little bit more. Then you come into moving into a home with no cash down, okay? Okay, people had a lot to say about that, okay? All good stuff. And again, exportable to Excel, exportable to PDF in whole, exportable by respondent, so you can see just their posts. So you can see all kinds of different things, lots of different ways to slice and dice the info. But again, taking it back to the human element, this is pretty fun stuff, pretty connected, sharing, talking, community, etc. And almost always good behavior. I think we had one guy hit on somebody in one of these things, trying to get a date out of it, which was a little bit off task, but that's about the worst thing we ever had happen. So there's usually very polite people discussing things in very friendly and community-oriented ways. Now, the next thing I want to show you, and we're kind of winding down. I think I've got maybe 10 minutes or less remaining. Let's see here. I want to now show you our storytelling activity. So let's come out here. I'll go back here to the demo. Come over here to activities. And down here, again, this one can be very emotive. I mean, it can be very emotional, very, very human. Okay. So storytelling is a task component. And in fact, what happens here, the way this works, is you actually drag and drop it over, like all of our components are drag and drop. So if you want to present a commercial, you just drop it here, upload your video, and it'll show to the respondents. But we're talking about storytelling, so let me stay focused. So here's how storytelling comes over. So you can add scenarios, okay? So you can start beginning from the template, you can modify things, but basically it's a roadmap telling respondents how you want them to write a story, how you want them to put it together, what you want them to consider. So it's really basically a storytelling 101 template. And it's totally modifiable. Like if you want them to talk about something different, you want to pull some things out, you want to add some things, like you can add a guideline down here and it could say, now give it a title. Now give it, excuse me, one-handed typing here, a title. Now give it a title. So now that's automatically saved. We'll come up here, save that down. And now you've got your template. Now I'll show you what this all means. I'll show you actually a real one that might bring it to life a little more, where you can actually instruct people how to write to different scenarios. So let's go to Storytelling Live. This is about snacks. I'll blank out any confidential client stuff. But again, here's the template. We ask the closed-ended questions. We've got closed-end, select one or multiple choice if you want. Those options are all available. We've got a bunch of quant tools in addition to the Qual. But what we've got here is the ability to present a bunch of scenarios. So we want you to pick one and then write about it. And I X'd these out because I thought they were reasonably confidential to the client, so I didn't want to expose that. So let's go over here to the View as Respondent. Now, what they're going to do here is pick the scenario they want to write about, and then here's all of the roadmap or template that we want them to follow, okay? So again, we instruct them up front, hey, take a look at the left side and you'll see what we're trying to get at, what we need to have in your story, the elements, the moral, the flow, all that good stuff. And then when they're done, we actually usually ask them to go ahead and look at that again too. So let me just type in, and again, to humanize this even more, we've got a piece of loose leaf paper, as you probably can see the lines here. And we use a real friendly, comfortable, soft, human font. So people feel kind of like, hey, creative. They feel kind of personal here. And they'll share with us. And trust me, people love to write and talk about themselves in online studies. There's no question about it. I don't know if it's just the familiarity with technology. We set the table right. The environment's, feels secure and comfortable and emotive. Maybe all those things combined, but we tend to get great data, great respondent participation on the platform. And again, I think it's a mix of humanizing the approach, humanizing the activities, making them fun, and mixing in some hard stuff too. I mean, there's always just straight Q&A. There's always some things that may be a little bit more, thought provoking and less fun, but you mix it all together, it truly makes it for a very interesting, engaging, and compelling study. So on this one, so that's what that looks like. But I've got a real live example of one here, I think, somewhere. Where did I put that? Is this it? No, that's not it. Give me 1 second and I will go search it out because I think it's important to show you a real written version. Okay, let me find this. Storytelling. I had it open and must have accidentally closed it. Storytelling. Bear with me 1 second here. Let's go with recent items, see if it's up here. Ah, there it is. Thank you. Let's get that put away. Okay. Now, what we've got here is a real story. We gave them options up here to pick a story theme. And this one, they picked losing confidence. And basically, this is an imaginary story about a cat that has lost its confidence as it aged. So this is what they're going to write about. Okay. And in this case, Little Bear's story. So they followed these instructions over here. And they wrote us a kind of sad story, which, that's human. I'm not going to read it to you. I don't want to ruin anybody's day. But it's, hello, my name is Little Bear. At least that's what humans call me, et cetera, et cetera. And again, the cat was lost and etc. But again, you can see creativity, and this went out a lot longer. It's just a screen cap that I could pull off a real one. So that's what storytelling looks like. Again, superhuman, very, very emotive, and an awesome tool. So I am approaching an hour very quickly here. I'm just checking my notes to see if I've got everything kind of covered, and I really think I've covered most of it. So what I would like to leave you with, again, if I had to kind of summarize things, as you look at things, you really want to set things up and be a real moderator, be a real person. Or if you're a client, hire moderators and instruct them. Hey, please introduce yourself. Use video. Really bring yourself to their level and connect with them. That's going to set the stage. Then build activities. And again, sometimes you're forced into very basic, methods around concept studies, which is fine. But if you've got the ability and you're humanizing segmentation study or trying to prepare, kind of some psych profiles around different segments so that creatives can develop great advertising. If you're in the product development arena, you can really use creative, fun activities that don't feel like work to respondents, that really, really make them want to see the next activity on each subsequent day, to get engaged with other people, to share their lives with you, and to have fun. So, all right. So to wrap things up, here's my contact information. I am Ray Fischer, as you know. There's my phone number. That's my personal line. So please feel free to call me. Love to talk study design at any point in time. Love to do demos for people. There's a lot of tools you have not seen in this hour that we can get into in a one-on-one session. There's my email address, rayf@ahaonlineresearch.com. You can also see a video demo on our site that's about 5 minutes long, a little less long-winded. You can communicate to us that way as well. You can review other features and benefits of the platform there. And even as importantly, if you're not already connected with me on LinkedIn, please reach out and connect with me on LinkedIn. We will provide a copy of this. So if anyone had any difficulty making this session, obviously you've seen this. You've got all my contact information. So what we'll do is we will post a link, and we'll send that out as well in an email so you guys can review this at your convenience if you need to look at it again or if you haven't seen it before. Okay. Again, thank you very much, and have a great